art forms and even hobbies every single year host competitions which give you the opportunity to test your mettle against others in your community. For Warhammer, it's Golden Demon, and for army painters, it's Armies on Parade, but for Gundam, it's the Gundam Builders World Cup. The Gundam Builders World Cup, or the GBWC.
Are those the actual trophies you get? They're so cool. I love that. The bust. The granddaddy bust. Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder how heavy they are.
Is a global competition held by Bandai themselves, which invites Gundam fans from all over the world to enter their incredible custom-painted, dioramaed and perfectly posed mobile suits for judgment in order to earn a trip to Japan and a chance to win first place in the finals. And if you're all...
You get a trip to Japan! Wait, I want to see this like in Japan, or like, you know, I want to see like what it looks like when they got it going on. I wonder if they like have everything on display there and stuff, all the entries.
Snuggled down, ready to watch this video, thinking it's going to be like one of my other videos where I cover events like Golden Demon and I show you all the winners and talk about how cool their entries are, then you are in for a surprise, because
yeah, this is serious business. She's building this time. She's entering. Oh my god, this already looks so cool. The way she colored the centerpiece on the head of Ariel. Oh my gosh, and she's like weathering it. Whoa. Yeah, I really like the shading already.
This year, after just 5 months of being into this brand new hobby, I decided that I would enter Gundam's biggest competition with a concept more ambitious than any I've tried
Why is she painting this? What's going on?
Do before, and with just 1 month until the competition
Whoa, that base!
its entry submission.
Oh, wait, I know what she's doing.
Just 1 month.
Oh, she's like kind of like showcasing the hobby by incorporating the runners and like the tools used to build Gundam. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, actually, that's really cool because she just entered the hobby as well, right? And this is like your first ever entry, so I kind of like the concept a lot.
So in this video, I'm going to share with you my entire Gundam Builders World Cup journey, from the conception to the creation of my most ambitious project yet. And then at the end, I'm going to reveal how my entry fared when it was judged against the best of the best Gundam builders and hobbyists in the entire world.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Let's see. Whoosh.
Ooh. She painted it in a very Warhammer style with the shading. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. And I actually quite like how different it looks. It looks good on the Gundam actually, I think. But yeah, I gotta see more. I only saw a little sneak peek, but yeah.
So what exactly is it that I'm getting myself into here? Well, let me quickly summarize, just in case you also want to get into it too for next year. Like I said before, every single...
Oh, wait, there's so many people. How many winners are there? Wow, they all got like fancy like plaque thingies? Yeah. That's so cool. There's a young looking kid in the middle. Actually, no, there's a couple young looking kids here. Wow. Oh, wow. I didn't know there were a lot of young Gundam builders. 結構なんか若そうな人もいるよね。子供っぽい人っていうか、すごい。Gotta respect the grind. Yeah. And also, by the way, this video is from 4 months ago. Yeah, so it's fairly recent.
Year, Bandai holds a competition called the Gundam Builders World Cup, which for my Warhammer fans out there is essentially like Golden Demon and Armies on Parade rolled up into one, except it is Gundam. The competition is judged via...
We watched the Golden Demon video, but not the other one. Wait, what's the other one? Armies on Parade. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on that yet.
Online entries and are separated initially.
Oh, this is the website.
Individual countries or regions, and these are known as the regions.
Oh, that's a lot of regions.
First, second, and third place in every region is awarded with a trophy and a pricey or exclusive gun.
It's clear. Oh, smoke black clear. It's not just clear. It's smoky black. Ooh, Build Strike Gundam. Wait, is that the one I have? I have a Build Strike Gundam. Maybe. I don't know. It might be different. Wait, no, I think that... Is that the one Yuki and Yuna gifted me? They gifted me a clear kit, I think, of it. But it's not this one, obviously. But yeah. I think I do have a Build Strike kit. Let me go check. I already have one, maybe. I have the Star Build Strike version RG system in the clear colors. Yeah, that's the one I have. Yeah, the twins gave a kit. Yeah, Yuki and Yuna gifted me that kit. They said it was from their backlog. Everyone just gifting me their backlog, guys. I mean, I'll take it. Sorry, I keep pausing. There's just so much. I'm like nerding out here. Like, that trophy looks nice too. I didn't know they give it out at regionals.
Kit. But if you win first place in your region, then Bandai will fly you to Japan to take part in the main competition, where you will test your mettle against the best of the best from all over the world for a chance to be crowned the best Gundam builder on Earth. As with
on Earth, dude, the shiny metal unicorns though. Oh, that one has a different backpack. I see.
Many other competitions, Bandai also sets up a bunch of subdivisionals for the GBWC, such as the Rivals Corner subdivision, held specifically for the patrons of their main UK retailer, and of course the Under 16 subdivision for unsettlingly talented children. But this year Bandai decided to do something a little bit different and
unsettlingly talented children. I felt that, you know, sometimes, yeah, those kids, they are literally built different. It's like, you know, sometimes it's crazy what kids can achieve. Yeah, what the youngsters can do, you know. It's not fair. Us adults have adult obligations that you know, hold us back from unleashing our full potential. I'm joking. Let the kids win. The kids winning. Like, honestly, the kids being able to create something that cool is really awesome. Yeah.
Host a subdivisional for their prestigious content creators and influencers.
Yeah, remember, if you're good at something, if you think you're good at something, there will always be a kid that's better at it than you. Yeah.
And guys, they noticed me. Bandai reached out to me and they asked me if I'd like to take part in not only the main competition, but also be a part of their content creator subdivisional competition.
That's so awesome. I didn't know she was actually personally invited.
And of course, I was like, of course, this is the coolest thing ever. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. Thank you. So hello everyone, it's Editing
She looks
Louise
cute here.
And I just got to this part of my video and I
like
ended
the
up
frog.
saying a load of stuff really slowly and it kind of annoyed me, so I'm gonna say it all again but hopefully a little bit quicker. First,
I like the forg on the right. Wisdom is priceless. That is true. It is both. Yeah, it is both a win and a loss. Yeah, I like your jacket here.
neither this video or my last Gundam video was in any way paid content by Bandai, though if you are interested in sponsoring me, Bandai, please hit me up. However, if you do like my content and you want to help support my channel, because I don't do a lot of sponsored content, then please consider joining us on my Patreon. And finally, I got this far into editing the video and I realized I've been calling the competition the Gundam Builders World Cup.
Gundam!
It's actually called the Gunpla Builders World Cup, and I'm just stupid, so
it's okay. It's like, you know, it's the same difference, you know.
Video I get the competition name wrong and I'm sorry, but anyway, thank you for listening. Back to the video. But yeah, being in the content creator subdivisional but then also the main competition kind of feels like I'm now in two competitions instead of just one, but the second one being against people who have already been making Gundam content for probably quite a long time. So
I didn't even know there was a content creator subdivision. It's really cool. And it's actually big brain because, you know, get all these like content creators to like promote the build and like, you know, the competition, I guess. I don't know how it exactly works, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Gundam it, or I mean goddamn. I mean, yeah, boy Chibode Crockett and G Gundam, you know, his catchphrase do be damn, goddamn or something. Didn't he say goddamn? I think he said goddamn a couple times. Goddamn. Something like that. Yeah, God gun damn it.
Guess wish me double luck for that. It's gonna be hard.
Panic.
Despite that though, I was so stoked to get started, but unfortunately, because I'm me and I'm really disorganized, I didn't see Bandai's email in my inbox until literally the last minute, which meant I only had about 1 month to get my act together and come up with an idea that was gonna blow everybody's socks off. And then also make that idea happen in real life. That's maybe the most important part.
Yeah, Dor, she got this. I think just like shooting a shot is already like very respectable. Yeah, and also she got to make a video of it, which is really cool, and we got to enjoy the video. The other one I remember him saying a lot was, "Hey, Mr. Japanese." Yeah, no, he was like, "Oi, Japanese." I'm like, this is so freaking silly. What a icon. You know, very accurate depiction of an American, that's for sure. There you go.
Before I dived into making my own entry, I decided, because it was the first time I'd ever seen this competition, to do the smart thing and look at some of the previous winners to kind of see what the standard was and what other people
These don't even look like gunpla. Like, whoa. Wait, have I seen this one? When is this? What year is this one from? I feel like I've seen something similar with like the characters. I don't know if it was on display at Otakuthon. Like I don't really remember what I saw at Otakuthon's winner displays, but this one's so fancy, yeah.
Decided, because it was the first time I'd ever seen this competition, to do.
Oh, it's a Christmas tree ornament ball. Oh. The current winner was from Canada. Cool.
Do the smart thing and look at some of the previous winners to kind of
Canada's
see
strong.
what the standard was.
This one's
and
so
what
cool
other
too.
People were entering with, and unsurprisingly, I was immediately extremely intimidated by what I saw. Like deeply to my bones, I had zero confidence that I could do anything approaching the standard that I saw in this competition. It seems like the Gundam Builder World Cup is just as much about creating these incredible kit-bashed mobile suit masterpieces from the Bandai range of plastic model kits, as much as it is...
The scale, oh my gosh, these all look insane. The little pilot, that's so cool because it shows scale.
Suit masterpieces from the Bandai range of plastic model kits.
This is insane. What? Oh, Reborn. Ooh. What? The digitalized, like, I guess crystal looking parts look so cool. 3D printed parts and such were not allowed until this year too. Scratch build and kit bash creativity is insane skill. How do they, if you can't 3D print it, what do they mold these parts out of? Like other than kit bashing, like do they use, what tools can they use or what materials? Cause I'm like looking at this and like this one on display here. I'm like, I can't figure out what they used for, like, you know, the cubes. Putty? Oh, you can use putty or plot plate. Oh, plot plate. Oh, I don't know what plot plate is. So you can use it to add layers onto your plamo? Something like that. Oh, it's styrene sheets of plastic. Oh, damn, I don't know anything about like the tools that are used for customs and stuff. This is really cool to learn about. Yeah, kits, putty, and plot plates. Oh, I didn't know that. I guess like I didn't think about like how like 3D printing wasn't even allowed. 3D printing is kind of cheating in my opinion. So they allow it now? They allowed it starting this year. Did they get judged differently or? Yeah, I think it's really cool that they can do this without 3D printing. Yeah.
Much as it is doing some super smooth, techie, and impressive looking paint jobs on the suits as well. A lot of the winning entries from previous years, especially the ones which caught my eye, are these huge, elaborately made suits which really emphasize the creator's technical ability, creativity, and knowledge of the kits themselves. Whilst kit bashing used to be one of the main ways that I enjoyed the Warhammer hobby, I honestly haven't done it in years, and if we're being honest, I do not have the technical ability now, or even the knowledge to come close to creating these incredible kit bash mobile suits that the other winners in previous years had done in their entries. So I knew that if I wanted to stand out at all in this competition, I would have to do something different and play to my strengths. And that strength is having the ability to just paint the out of every single thing I see.
The plan! Plot plate can also be used in repair jobs. Oh. Yeah, I guess since you can layer on top. Combined with scribing tools, you can add some crazy details to your kit. There's another level of depth in the gunpla rabbit hole. Yeah, this part, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about this one. I saw one of those builds of the 3D scan in the Gundam metaverse. Oh. Yeah, they stack plot plates and sculpt them or use putty. They'll glue a bunch of together and make things with it. That's so cool. I'm excited to see the process.
The first step was to create a cool concept for my entry, so I grabbed my trusty old tablet to try and draw some of my ideas down. The main theme that I wanted to try and pull off was to capture this kind of transition from a hobby desk where you build your Gundam into the in-world world of Gundam itself.
I really like the idea.
The mobile suit and its surroundings come to life. Because I was a bit strapped for time, my original idea was...
Wait, she's so good at painting. I guess that would make sense because she paints kits, so she can probably digital paint as well. But whoa, the lighting looking good here.
Still really like, and I think it would have looked really cool if I could pull it off, was to have the mobile suit be on a dark hobby table with the area being lit up by the hobby lamp, revealing the in-world scene. In my mind, this dimly lit theme would kind of be a bit of a cheaty time saver, because it meant I wouldn't have to thoroughly paint every single element on the board, and I could just focus on this one area which was illuminated by the light. But the more I started to sketch it out, the more I started to think, like, wouldn't it be cool if I did paint everything on the board, like every single element on the display? I didn't really care about time constraints. I just wanted to be cool.
She is ambitious, you know? She has a vision and she wants to execute it. Yeah, it's a neat idea. I think it like really fits her because she just, you know, again, as I said earlier, she just entered the hobby and it's kind of nice to display like, you know, the tools and the process that goes into building the plamo, but she's like making it from scratch, which is cool. Yeah, I think she's gonna we'll see what tools she uses to make like the nippers and like the jars and stuff.
Started the whole concept again from scratch, and I sketched up a new board which had the same theme of in-world transitioning into a hobby desk.
Another thing I like is that she uses the runners in the thing. Yeah, that's another important part because you could just like use the actual runner. I think, yeah.
But this time with every single element of the hobby desk being fully in the light, with the intention of creating not only a full scenic diorama, but also a fake, real-scale hobby desk with everything on it painted to look exactly like a hobby desk. And of course I planned...
That art looked really nice. Here's a boy! HG Ariel!
To make the centerpiece Gundam itself the Ariel mobile suit from the Witch from Mercury series, and have her kind of summoning her shield from the hobby side of the board because I love Ariel and she is my favorite girl. So with my board all sketched out, it was time
Ariel's girly confirmed.
to go to my local hobby store to find everything I would need to make my vision come to life. For the board itself, I found this flat bit of MDF, which was within the 50 by 50 size restriction, and a black picture frame too of the same size, which I thought would act as a nice little plinth sort of deal. And then I spent the rest of my pocket money buying some cool scenic terrain pieces.
I'm sure she already has like knowledge on like the terrain custom part and stuff because of Warhammer bases, yeah. Because that was something I didn't know, you know, anything about until like I watched like, you know, videos on Warhammer builds and I'm like, oh, this was pretty normal in Warhammer, like, you know, decorating the base. Yeah, so she's utilizing her strength.
Like trees and tufts and moss for the scenic side of my board. Since my intention was to eventually cut up and fully repaint all of the hobby items I would have on the hobby desk side of my board, I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on the things I was buying for that part, because the idea of buying something really expensive and then cutting it up and ruining it just to repaint it makes me really uncomfortable, and I cannot stress enough that I am very cheap and I hate spending money, so I tried to be as cheap as possible here. I found a cheap A4 cutting mat, some old paintbrushes, and some ancient useless clippers, along with some appropriate looking paint pots, which I emptied out with the intention of repainting them to look a bit more like the Gundam branded paint pots that
So she uses the actual pots, but she paints over it, I see, to probably like match the finish with everything else. Mm-hmm.
I kind of struggled to find in the UK, except for this little gachapon version that
Cute!
I got at Comic-Con, and look how cute it is. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Oh my god, I love it.
Wait,
Anyways,
I didn't know there gachapon for that. I want that. Also, the Chikawa gachapon next to the Gundam gachapon. Okay, next time I go to Japan, I gotta see if I could find Gundam gacha.
Comic-Con, and look how cute it is.
It's so
like my
cute.
favorite thing in the world.
Dude, yeah, in Japan, they're like obsessed with miniature versions of like items. So, yeah, they'll make like funny stuff like this. Like, I think a common one I've been seeing a lot is like cosmetics, like popular cosmetic brands, and they have like mini gacha versions of it. I mean, there's not actually makeup in there. It's just like, you know, the packaging. But there's Bandai Gashapon stores. Yo. There's a crazy amount of Gundam gacha from what I've seen. Okay, I gotta go on the hunt for this next time. Or maybe I shouldn't because it's bad for my wallet.
My god, I love it. Anyways, with all my prep work done and with time quickly running out, it was time for me to start on the entry itself, starting with the most important part, the Gundam.
Tiny Gundam!
I thought the smartest thing to do would be to start by painting the Gundam centerpiece itself, because if I ran out of time or if all else failed, I could at the very least enter with a nice looking model. From what I can tell, a lot, but definitely not all of the painting which wins big at the GBWC seems to be this very clean airbrush style, which suits the Gundam aesthetic perfectly. So in order to try and stand out and be a little bit different, I decided that I would hand paint everything with a brush, just like I would with a Warhammer miniature with absolutely zero airbrushing involved. Not that I'm saying
the eye highlights looked really nice there. Yeah, such steady hands. Oh my gosh. She's got those 40K miniature painting hands, you know?
in any way that airbrushing is like
Warhammer
lazy
miniature
or cheating
painting
or worse than painting with a brush. I'm not saying that at all. I think that's a silly opinion, but anyway. Even though I didn't use an airbrush, I want to give a shout out to the Color Forge Tabletop Tactics Signature Series Spray Primer, because it really helped loads with that initial all-over base coat of off-white. But after I had primed all the parts white, I painted them up in the same way that I know best. I shaded each of the panels with a slightly darker color, added a couple of recess shades, and then highlighted them all back up with
This has to
lighter
take
whites,
forever.
and finished off with a crisp edge highlight of pure white. Then I painted all the other blue, red, and metallic elements again in the same way I would any other miniature I was painting. In fact, I'd say the whole process is probably most similar to painting something like a tank or another vehicle.
The weathering looks so nice. Handy tip for steady brushing, put something small and heavy in your brush hand palm. Oh, the weight will slow or stop most shaking. Wait, yeah, that is smart. Yeah. I wonder if it will make your hands cramp up easier, or it will like actually help in general. Hadn't heard of it before, but to me it looks like the type of lighting you get when you stand under a spotlight. It catches the higher points and makes them look brighter. Oh, gotcha. You start with a dark prime and you spray a white from the top to create a slight gradient like it's lit from above. Also, it is like a soft lighting technique. Oh, and it's supposed to be coming from above. That's cool. Yeah. She is going for like a spotlight thing here, so I see what you meant by it would have been cool if she did that. Interesting. Oh my gosh, I don't know anything about lighting. Like trying to recreate lighting with painting sounds like crazy.
Especially since I decided to add this very intense weathering and chipping to the mobile suit to really emphasize that she's maybe been in a big battle and was definitely part of the in-world side of the board. Painting a Gundam kit from scratch like this was so fun, and
that looks so cool already. And I like how you can see the permit score plates on the chest. I think she kept that the same, right? Yeah, maybe.
Definitely something I would like to make a whole video on, because I've been asked a few times if you can just paint them like Warhammer, and it turns out that the answer is absolutely yes, you can, and it's super easy to. But whilst I do love the way she turned out, and even though this is what I would consider to
that actually looks so good, guys. The colors, I like how it's like not like a pure bright white, like it's definitely weathered down. Emuri dayon. Am I interrupting? Well, too bad. Did you know that only like 4% of you guys are subscribed? I would appreciate if you guys subscribe, because it would bring me great joy and motivation. Yeah, please subscribe. Thank you. It looks metal. It legit looks metal now. That's crazy. Oh. Yeah, that's so amazing.
Be a super quick paint job for me, especially on something this large. I did end up spending around
Whoa.
5 days or maybe more just painting her up. So I was super eager to move on to the part I was less comfortable with, and that was making the scenic terrain side of the board.
Alright, here's the base part.
To humble brag, or maybe just like normal brag for a second, whilst I am new to like the Gundam hobby and their World Cup, I'm not exactly new to the idea of making display boards and that kind of thing. For a long time, I absolutely loved entering Games Workshop's Armies on Parade competitions with my own scenic boards for my orcs and my Blood Bowl goblins. And in my time doing so, I've managed to win a couple of gold medals.
She has medals! Oh yeah, show off those medals, baby.
And even silver at Warhammer World, which was a big deal for me. But despite my winnings, I always considered the terrain building part of my boards to be the weakest elements, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I usually just ended up kind of winging it with whatever I had on hand. So whilst I'd love to sit here and tell you that I watched loads of tutorials on how to build terrain and did loads of research, unfortunately I decided to once again completely wing it because I'm slightly older now, so maybe I'm smarter and my terrain decision-making skills will be better somehow. The first and biggest element I wanted to tackle here was the landscape section, where I'd planned out entire hills, cliffs, waterfalls, and even pools. And in the past, I've made the mistake of using like all clay or heavy clay-coated sheets for this kind of thing.
Plaster sheets. Oh, yeah. I think you can use this for like props too? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I might be thinking of something else, but maybe it's similar. Like weapons you make for cosplay. I forgot what I used. I made a weapon back in the day, and it was something like paper mache. Yeah, whatever, however it's pronounced. Yeah, the subdued white looks so good. You should look at Jobby the Hong's Master Grade RX 782 Gundam review. Oh, or Zeta Gundam review. This reminds me of Plasma's Gundam build, where he's totally new to gunpla but uses skill, armor, style skills in the build. Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, armor as in tanks. I see. Okay. So he's made like army models before? Yeah. Naruhodo. He has some Gundam from before, even the HG Barbatos. His copy has a defect in his torso. No! Rip defect. I was honestly surprised how into Gundam she got after buying her first Gunpla. I've been following her since her first video about Gunpla. Oh, Rogue Hobbies right here. Yeah, I'm glad she likes it.
Ends up being a heavy, wet mess and no good at all. So this time I decided to follow my heart and try something I'd never tried before, and that is good old-fashioned expanding foam. I covered the half of the board that I wanted to look like a luscious landscape in the wet fluffy foam in a way which I thought roughly resembled the shape I wanted it to be at the end, and then I left it overnight to harden and expand. And
I've never used expanding foam before, but that looks pretty cool. Good idea.
Oh boy, did it expand. Fortunately for me, as was part of my master plan all along, the hardened foam was extremely easy to cut and carve into, once I found a big enough knife to do it. And whilst I didn't exactly expect to be carving away so much foam, after a few hours of hacking, I managed to make something which somewhat resembled the shapes I had in my original sketch. Then to fill it...
I like her knife. And yeah, the texture looks perfect for the terrain. Oh my gosh, you recognize Zephyr? Yeah! If you guys don't know, Zephyr has been giving me Gunpla to build on stream, and he runs an arcade now. A Japanese rhythm game arcade, but also sells Gunpla figures and games and other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, open an arcade, supports Moody, and sells Gunpla via a cool code that is pinned. Exactly.
In some of the larger bubbly gaps in the foam, and to give the whole thing more of a stony, natural looking texture, which would be much easier to paint over, I decided to coat the whole thing in a layer of one of my favorite crafting materials, polyfiller. For real, I love polyfiller. It fixes everything. And yeah, once it was dried, I was actually pretty happy with the results and how successfully I had managed to pretend that I do this kind of thing all the time.
Dude, definitely her experience is helping. Yeah, but dude, it looks like rock. It looks like terrain. That's really cool. Yeah, Gramps 2.0 RG. Yeah. Sorry, did I actually say MG? I don't remember. But yeah, the RG Grandpa 2.0. Yeah, IBO and Wing Kits are really great. Still have yet to build an IBO, but it is on my backlog. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mecha Gaikotsu has good Gunpla reviews. Yeah. I want to watch more of their videos as well on stream. HE Black Knights are pretty popular. Oh.
Yay! I painted up the hills and cliffs in some natural stone colors and mossy greens, just using a dry brush and some glazes until it looked about right. And then I got a bit lost.
Wait, that was so many more layers than I thought she'd put. Like, when I first saw this, I thought she colored it gray first, but she initially colors it black, and then she like layers a bunch of colors on it. I guess that helps like make them like depth. I guess it creates depth and dimension. That's cool.
Dry brush and some glazes until it looked about right. And then I got a bit lost in making this little world and adding in and cutting up the little trees.
Oh, it's a primer.
Looked more natural and to scale.
I see.
And then adding in all the little bushes and plants and even this little flower field in the corner. It was so delightful and fun to do, and actually really relaxing too. But most importantly, I actually really liked how it looked when it was done. And as someone who hates things like basing and stuff like that, I was quite shocked that it turned out.
I didn't know she hated it. She seems like a natural.
This good. I was quite pleased with myself. But with all the fun bits out the way, I had definitely left the most time-consuming and trickiest part of my entry for last, and that was making the fully painted hobby desk replica on the other side of my board.
Alright, here we go. The hobby part.
The first and most glaringly obvious challenge that I faced doing this half of my board was how the hell I was gonna cut through some of these extremely tough hobby materials in order to make that very clean cut-off effect. Whilst cutting through a cheap wooden brush and some cotton wool buds was easy peasy, the tough rubber cutting mat and especially the ancient thick steel clippers seemed pretty impossible with just the basic tools I had at my...
Yeah, so she wants to basically cut it to fit the base? That's actually insane. Yeah. How are you gonna cut that? I didn't even know. Well, like when I saw the finished product at the beginning, I didn't even know she actually used real tools for this. Like I thought she like recreated it with like putty or something. Oh. I forgot to order the RG double or Quanta. Been very selective. Oh, I also have that in clear because my friend gave it to me. Oh, it does look like really nice. I wonder if it's the same one. I think it's the same one, except mine was like the one my friend gave me was like a P Bandai variant. Yeah, this is a crazy diorama turf. Like you see the Gundam and then a whole big base. Wow.
Disposal. Fortunately though, my friend Nathan came over to visit and he's a builder and he has a van full of extremely sharp and dangerous kind of like angle grinder looking saws, and when I told him I was struggling, he kind of took pity on me and he managed to really cleanly cut through the cutting mat and even the steel clippers themselves. So
oh my gosh, he did it! He had the right industrial tools. Yeah, I have the P Bandai one. That's what my friend gave me. I haven't built it yet, though. Yeah. Yeah, dude, he cut through the steel. That is crazy.
I'm really grateful for that, Nathan. Thank you so much. The other thing that I wanted to do to make the illusion super impressive was to kind of like cut one of the paint pots themselves in half, because I felt like that would be a bit of a flex. But unfortunately, when we tried to do some clean break...
Yeah.
They just ended up shattering into 1,000 pieces, so I kind of cut my losses there and settled for cutting one of the plastic lids in half instead. Oh well. But with all of my pieces, including the sprue itself from my aerial kit, cut up and mocked up in a pleasingly random yet carefully curated way, it was time to paint everything. And yes, I mean everything. I started out with something that I thought would be really easy, which was the cutting mat, because all I had to do was some basic measuring and get those...
That's so cool. She's using it and then painting over it. Her painting skills are crazy. Yeah.
Little squares looking just right. But it turns out that I am really bad at maths and I miscounted all the squares and my hand...
Yeah. Dude, it's so hard to keep track of the squares, man. Counting is hard. Math is hard, man. I think you need one of those pressurized water hoses to cut through glass. Yeah, I was gonna ask, how would you even like do a clean cut through glass? Yeah.
were wobbly for some reason, so
Dude, she's locked
the first
in.
attempt went all wrong, but I ended up getting it right on the second attempt, and the mat turned out great, and, well, it just kind of looked like a cutting mat, which I guess was the point, so yay me. Next up was the paintbrushes.
The cutting mat looks like a cutting mat. No way. I mean, she did like paint over the entire thing, which is crazy. I don't know, I wouldn't have thought of painting it. I would just like be like, okay, I'm gonna save time by using it by itself. But I like that she painted it because now it matches the rest of, Emuri dayon! Did you know that the clips here are all taken from my streams? So if you'd like to catch me real time or see everything, be sure to subscribe to my main channel! Please and thank you! Now sit back and enjoy the rest of the video! The whole like entry because the painting style is similar. Yeah, it's awesome. It looks really cool. Yeah.
Which I had dipped the tip
Paint
of
it
in
all.
some super glue so that the whole thing was super solid and kind of plasticky feeling. And yes, it felt about as weird as it looked to be painting a paintbrush with a paintbrush that looked like the paintbrush that I was painting.
Oh my god! Paintception! That is crazy though. Like painting the paintbrush to look like that's. I need to hear that sentence again.
Sticky feeling. And yes, it felt about as weird as it looked to be painting a paintbrush with a paintbrush that looked like the paintbrush that I was painting. After they were done, I moved on to the clippers, which again I had thoroughly glued into position before painting. And these may be one of my favorite parts of the whole board.
I love that.
Because I painted them so well that I managed to trick myself a few times into believing that they were my actual regular clippers, and I kept trying to pick them up after they were glued down, and that was quite funny. I liked that element. Then there were some easier parts to paint, which didn't take long at all.
Oh, she's painting over the runners too? Yeah, that's so meta. Yeah, this is really sick. I love it.
And honestly, it just involved a little bit of base coating and dry brushing, like the sprues, the clipped sprue parts, and the cotton wool buds. But as usual, I saved the best for last because what I was actually really excited to paint, maybe more than the Gundam itself, was the tiny little labels for my paint pots. Don't judge me. For some reason, I find the act of trying to copy something accurately really, really satisfying and relaxing. So the idea of making these tiny fake labels just kind of did it.
Oh my god, how did she get the whole label part to be like peeling off? Like, how did she get it to look like that? That is really cool. Is it just all paint? Am I like being optical illusion right now? Wait.
And relaxing. So the
I don't know. I don't know actually. That's cool.
The idea of making these tiny...
Next she's gonna tell us it's actually cake! No way! She's gonna take a knife and slice through it and bam, it's cake.
fake labels just kind of did it for me here. Because of that, I made sure to spend at least a couple of hours on both of the paint pots, trying my best to space everything out correctly, copy the Japanese characters accurately, and paint the barcode safety information and this tiny little Gundam head profile emblem as well as I could.
Dude, her painting skills are so good. I love it so much, and now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it does look like paint. It's layered paint that she uses to get like the paper peeling off look. That's crazy. Highlighting battle damage on 40k minis paid off here. Yeah. Yeah, the chipping effect's so cool. Yeah, I wonder if you can enter a cake, you know? Imagine a Gundam cake. That would be so cool. I want that. I want a cake. It would probably be like, I would be too scared to eat it though. Gunpla cake.
I did accidentally do a no-no, and I painted a third-party logo on the side here, which is not allowed in the GBWC rules.
Oh, I didn't know.
But but I made sure to paint over it before I submitted it, so phew, crisis avoided there. But when they were done, I absolutely loved the way these little paint pots came out, and I think especially with the weathering I did on them, they look like a well-loved and heavily used part of anyone's hobby desk. After I'd spent some time, in fact, quite a lot of time, deciding on the correct angle to pose all of Ariel's shield pieces to complete the illusion that she was summoning parts from the hobby desk into her own world, all that was—
Wait, where is she working on this right now? Is she— oh, I thought I just assumed she was working on this, like, I guess, like, in her own room? But there's, like, other people.
That she was summoning parts from the hobby desk into her
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like an illusion that it's actually degraded labels. Yeah. Imagine swiping that barcode at a store and it actually rings up something. Uh-huh. Oh, you assemble it at the place. Oh, that's— I guess that makes sense because you have to travel and stuff. Wait, what? That's so cool. I think that's a tourney or a paint competition that looks like a 40K terrain set up in the back. Oh, I didn't know they assembled it, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because these would be way too fragile to travel with.
Own world. All that was left was to glue everything down and put the whole thing
Cool.
together, and then with an entire 4 days to spare, I entered my finished board into the Gundam Builders World Cup
UK.
competition. So all that was left to do now was to sit patiently and wait for the results, and also show you guys my finished entry. Roll the beauty shots.
Ooh. Dude, those labels look so good.
Considering I've never really done anything like this—
What do you guys think? Wait, let me go back. Did she paint the bits? I don't think she painted the bits, right? She kept the bits. Oh, I think that was intentional. Wait, no, maybe she did paint it. She painted simpler, maybe? Like, she tried to make it look simpler, like, because it was supposed to be, like, in the process of being built, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to look like it's a kit that's being worked on with all the tools. That's so cool. Yeah. The tools look insane though. And I like that she included some like little like nubs on the board and stuff. Yeah, paint it as if it's right from the runner. Can't wait to see Moody work her painting skills on Warhammer. Oh god, I'm scared. She's doing Votan, right? Yeah, I am. I'm doing the Hearthkin Warriors. That's a good starter for painting because you get to practice with multiple textures. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get good practice in. I am not a painter, but I am sort of an artist. So maybe I don't know. I don't know if I can call myself an artist. So we'll see. We'll see.
Considering I've never really done anything like this, or at least nothing this ambitious before, and especially due to the fact that I'm pretty new to this whole Gundam thing, I'm actually really pleased with how my entry turned out, and I'm pretty proud of myself for what I managed to achieve here, especially because I was on a pretty tight deadline too. I think if I had more time and another shot at this whole concept, of course I'd have definitely done some things differently, like maybe I'd have spent a bit longer on things like the water effects, the Gundam herself, and making those painted elements look super realistic. But with
I love the Q-tip too, that's covered in paint. And I like how the terrain, like the green on the terrain goes onto the like the cutting mat. Ah. Louise is so enthusiastic. I love it. Yeah, right? I love her like enthusiasm too. She's always so excited about everything.
all that said, I do really like what I've made here, and it's been a while since I've attempted something this big.
I love how the aerial
ambitious,
looks.
So I really feel like I did something here. Good job, me. But once I'd entered my board into the Gundam Builders World Cup, I started to see everyone else's entries start to pop up online.
They look so different.
Oh boy.
The painting style. I think her painting style really stands out though. Like, these all look very different.
Boy, were they good. Like,
they are good.
Really,
though.
really
Ooh,
good.
that
Either
looks
way,
nice.
in the usual way that arty people tend to do when they see something incredible, I quickly started to lose confidence in my own work, and I kind of resigned myself to being like, I will do better next year. Let's just focus on next year. Until
she's already ready to enter again next year.
I got an email.
Whoa! Wait, there could only be 3 earners. Your incredible piece placed second. She got a trophy and a PG. Wow! Perfect grade. We would love to display your piece at one of our shows next year. Please note this may now arrive after Christmas. Oh, so like, yeah, this was this year, right? Wait, was this last year? When did she enter? Like, I know the video came out this year, but yeah, by Christmas, I'm like, do they mean Christmas 2025? Oh, this was 2024. Oh, so it just the video. Okay, so she just like didn't release the video until this. Wait, maybe 4 months ago. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry. I thought 4 months ago was still 2025. It was actually December 13th, 2024. Okay, my bad. Yeah, this video came out last year. I thought it was this year because we're like, I don't know. I was thinking like January or something. Yeah, whoopsie. Yo, what PG gunpla did she get? I want to see her build the PG gunpla. Yeah, guys, we're already in May. We're in the 5th month of the year.
I got second place in the Gundam Builders
That's
World
crazy.
Cup Content Creator
Second place.
Subdivisional. And I'm definitely not gonna cry again. I kind of ended up having to rush this video out because I had loads of other videos planned because I didn't think that I would hear back from this competition for months and months and months, but literally heard back from them like 2 days ago that I got second place. So I need to get this video out as quickly as possible because I'm so excited. Yay. Of course, the winner of first place in the subdivisional went to Spencer with his...
Whoa. Wow. I really like the whole setting here. It's like dusty space planet looking, you know? Yeah. That's so cool!
Incredible scenic desert diorama. And this is like the easiest and most correct decision ever made because it's actually so stunning. So a massive congratulations to Spencer on his big win. And in third place...
And the Gundam is like broken too. He's missing a hand, I think. Yeah, like obviously on purpose. And like his headpiece is broken off of it.
So stunning. So a massive congratulations.
And I really like how the pilot is also there. Amuro. Amuro's looking at the Gundam. Oh, it's really cool.
To Spencer on his big win. And in third place was Chloe
Cute.
with her absolutely adorable little Christmas SD Gundam diorama, which is just so cute.
Wait, that's so adorable! I didn't even think of like people entering with SD Gundams to make something cutesy like this. Yeah, look at how wholesome this is. I want that. I want to display that in my home. Time to make one. Exia, SD Exia. Cute. I want that to be like a snow globe.
Cute, and I'm so happy that it placed. So a huge congratulations to her too. Although it's safe to say that I am officially out of the running for that ultimate big prize of a trip to Japan paid for by Bandai, I do win a perfect grade Gundam kit, which is like the fanciest, highest grade that there is. And also a personalized engraved trophy, which won't have arrived probably by the time I
it'll be a different video.
So pretend this is me and my trophy. Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone.
I guess maybe she shows it in another video. I'll have to check. Exia in a jar! No! Don't word it like that! They put Exia in a jar! People are putting their gunpla in jars now. Oh no. Oh no. It was supposed to be wholesome!
One who Photoshop believed in me. But I guess what this whole video proves is that it doesn't really matter how new you are to any hobby at all. If you like it and you share your genuine enthusiasm with others and you work hard to act
Harry Potter jump scare in the background.
Like it and you share your
just Harry Potter
genuine enthusiasm with others and you work hard to actively take part in that hobby and you push yourself to improve your skills, then you may find yourself being rewarded for something you just
Oh my god, the bird's eye view looks insanely good. What the heck? She got invited to the award ceremony for GBWC, and it's an amazing video. Oh, wait, I need to watch that video now. Maybe next time. Yeah, I want to see the award ceremony.
In really unexpected ways. But with that, I'm afraid that is all we have time for today. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for being rogues. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Ah, the heart! So cute! Why is she so cute, guys? I love seeing cute women nerd out. Alright, nice. Thank you, everyone. That was fun. Okay, now we have to watch her award ceremony video another time.